My brothers of Iman and Islam, one of the great misunderstandings of our time is how we view the responsibility. In the world around us, responsibility is often seen as power, influence, visibility, or control. In Islam, responsibility is something very different. It is amanah and a trust from Allah Ta'ala. Any form of leadership, organization, or authority within the community falls under this amanah. Whether it is leading family, running a masjid, managing finances, teaching children, or serving in a committee, all of it is part of that trust. Hadith Mubarak very clearly mentions that kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'oolun an ra'iyati. Every single one of you is a guardian who will be questioned about their ward. And Hadith Mubarak also made very clear that the leadership will be a source of regret on the day of judgment, except for the one who fulfills its duties with justice and sincerity. And Aqas mentioned Hadith Sharif of Sahih Muslim that Sayyidina Abu Zar Ghifari wanted to be appointed as a leader in certain matter. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, ala tastamiruni, would you not appoint me? So Sarkar held by his shoulder with his blessed hand and said, Ya Abu Dhar, O Abu Dhar, innaka da'ifun, you are very weak. Wa innaha amana, and this position is a public trust. And it will become a source of regret on the day of judgment. Akhizyun yawm al-qiyamah, and nadama, illa man akhadha bihaqqiha, except for the one who takes it by its right and fulfills its duties. And Sarkar said, وَإِنِّي أُحِبُّ لَكَ مَا أُحِبُّ لِنَفْسِي, I wish for you what I wished for myself. You must not command even on two people, and you must not manage the property of an orphan. And Sarkar Islam clearly highlighted that the leadership can become a reason for regret on the day of judgment. You will be held accountable for that. And Sarkar Islam mentioned that in Hadith Sharif of Sayyidina Abu Hurairah, Sahih Bukhari Sharif, that verily, very soon, you will become very haris. You will earnestly desire the amara, the leadership, a position of leadership, but you will regret this on the day of judgment. And Aqas mentioned that woe to the real rulers, wailul umara, wal urafa, walil umana, the authorities, woe to the rulers, woe to the authorities, and woe to the trustees. Because these people some of these will wish their forelocks were hanging from the star on the day of resurrection rather than having accepted that authority. So this means that positions do not automatically bring reward, and they do not guarantee acceptance as well. Yes. Only fulfilling the responsibility properly does. So the great responsibility that comes with this, that has to be recognized first. This masjid is not just a building. It is the heart of the community. It is a place of prayer, learning, healing and guidance, and unity. And because of that, serving the masjid is one of the most noble forms of service, but also one of the most sensitive ones. When something goes wrong in masjid, the impact is not small. It affects the families, youth, elders, and future generations. That is why the scholars of Islam were always cautious about seeking the positions of leadership. Not because leadership is bad, but because accountability is severe. So a person may pray at night and fast during the day, give charity, and still be questioned very harshly if they betrayed a trust given to them. Let alone a person who becomes a committee member and never comes to namaz. And he thinks that he should be contacted by people of masjid whenever there's a need. And he will then remotely do the job of managing the masjid. This is not how it works. We must remind ourselves that committee work is not about control. It is about care. It is not about winning the arguments. It is not satisfying the egos. It is about preserving the unity. It is about having a vision. And it is about doing the ibadat of Almighty Allah, worship of Almighty Allah. And it is about benefiting the ummah. Because that is what we as ummah must do. As mentioned in Quran Sharif, that you are the best of the nations who are brought forward for the people. So you must enjoin the good and forbid the evil, and must be of benefit to others. And that's what we learn from Hadith Mubarak as well, of Tabrani Sharif. Aqas mentioned, Ahabbun nasi Allah Ta'ala anfa'uhum linnas. The best of the people in the court of Allah Ta'ala, the most beloved person in the court of Allah Ta'ala, will be that person who is most beneficial to the people. And the most beloved deed to Allah Ta'ala is to make a Muslim happy, or to remove one of his troubles, or forgive his debt, or feed his hunger. So meaning that helping Muslim brothers and being of benefit to them is also a great source of ibadah. And this position is a position of benefiting others. And that's how it should be taken. So Islamic leadership is founded upon three main principles and foundations. And these three principles are amanah, trustworthiness. And it's not about money, it's not about decisions. It is about fairness and consistency. So Kasha, when this trust is lost, then wait for the hour. Sahaba Ikram asked, Ya Rasulullah, how will we know? Kayfa ida'atuha? How will we know that this trust is getting lost, Ya Rasulullah? They said, إِذَا أُسْنَدِ الْأَمْرُ إِلَىٰ غَيْرِ أَهْلِهِ فَانْتَظِرِ السَّاعَةِ. When the matter is given in the hands of irrelevant people, those who do not deserve it, those who do not have the capacity to act as the leaders, then you must wait for the day of judgment. And that is exactly what's happening nowadays in masajid. Those who are appointed in authorities are the people who have no ability to carry out the job, to carry out the duties of the masjid. So qualification in Islam is not the loudness, it's not the popularity, it's not the social authority or social status, or not even the seniority. It is the character, it is the reliability and taqwa and piety and fear of Almighty Allah. And ikhlas and sincerity. So community work cannot survive without ikhlas and sincerity. So work done for praise will dry up quickly. Work done for status becomes a burden. Only work done for Allah Ta'ala will continue to benefit the ummah. So sincerity means that you're willing to do work that no one thanks you for. It means you accept advice without feeling insulted. It means you step back when stepping back is better for the whole community. And a sincere person is not attached to the seat. They are attached to the outcomes that please Almighty Allah. And the third important foundation of this duty and this role is consultation and shura. So those who conduct the affairs through consultation, they are praised by Almighty Allah. And that means the decision making in Islam is not dictatorship. It is collective, thoughtful and respectful. One of the great tests of any community is whether people can place unity above their personal preferences. It means protecting the bond of the community while addressing the issues responsibly. So side conversations, assumptions, rumors, they destroyed masajid. And they rarely announce themselves loudly. They work very slowly, but the damage is deep. Islam teaches us that supporting goodness is also a form of worship. Ta'awanu al-birri wa taqwa. Quran says we must join hands in the matters of good and piety. It will be ibadah. If you see sincere efforts, and support it. If you see mistakes, then advise with wisdom. If we disagree, do so respectfully. So a community that only criticizes or only makes issue does not contribute to the common good, and that will not grow at all. So we must prepare our hearts for what lies ahead. So we must move forward as a community. It is important that our hearts are prepared for that before the structures are formed. And structure without sincerity will collapse. And plans without unity will fail. And numbers without barakah mean nothing at all. So those who step forward to serve should do with the intention of responsibility, not recognition, and not asserting their authority or not imposing any personal agenda. Those who are not selected, on whose opinions are not adopted, should remain supportive regardless and dignified and sincere. This is a test for everyone. So masjid, remember that masjid does not belong to committee. And the committee belongs to the masjid and the community. And the masjid, they belong to Almighty Allah. And the word of Allah Ta'ala should always be upheld in that. May Allah grant us ability to remain sincere and purify our intentions. May Allah unite our hearts upon the truth. And may Allah protect our masjid from divisions, arrogance and insincerity. May Allah grant wisdom, patience and sincerity, especially to those who will serve this community. May Allah make our work solely for His sake and not for anything else. Barakallahu fikum.